Alright guys, massive news today for Wuthering Waves. With brand new info and updates, we now know a lot more of what's on the way for the 2.7 patch, and it's looking like quite the big update. We got new information on the 2.7 banners, the signature weapons, the 2.7 new echo sets, echo skills, and surprisingly, we also have early info on the 3.0 region. So let's go over all the latest WUWA news in this video. And also remember, I'm giving out a free battle pass for Wuthering Waves on this video, part of the big 25k subscriber giveaway on the channel, and it's pretty simple to enter. Be subscribed, like the video, and then leave a comment for one entry, max one entry per person, and the rules will also be down below. But alright, let's not waste any time, get right into it, starting off with the updated 2.7 banners. Alright, so last week we finally got the official 2.7 drip marketing, giving us confirmation on characters like Galbrina and Kyon as the latest 5 stars. But what about the banner order, the rerun banners, and the featured 4-star characters that we can expect in this patch? Let's go over it. So in the first phase of 2.7, our headlining character is going to be Galbrina. This is due to her drip marketing coming out first. Galbrina is confirmed to be our brand new 5-star fusion pistol user with the role of a main DPS. Galbrina will be bringing big damage numbers to the game with a special transformation during her ultimate, enhancing all her attack combos, while primarily doing heavy attack and echo skill damage. She's looking like quite the character. I did a full breakdown on this character in my latest video with the early kit info for those who are interested. But now to talk about the rerun alongside Galbrina, who are we expecting? Well, it said the rerun options are between Lupa or Cartefia, getting a rerun for the first phase of 2.7. This would also be their very first time getting a rerun since their initial release in the 2.4 version update. With both of them being 3 patches old, they are definitely due for a rerun by now. Alright, so we went over the first phase, now going over the second phase of 2.7, we have Kyon. Kyon's drip came out second, which confirms him to be in his second phase, and they also confirm him to be an arrow sword character. And for what we know on this character, he has a role of a sub-DPS hybrid support, capable of buffing teammates with additional echo skill damage and crit damage, while also providing a good amount of damage himself. Now for the Ruin banner in the second phase of 2.7, we are expecting Zani to come back, which would be her very first time since the Anniversary 2.3 version update. So we are definitely due for Zani run, as Chakona is also getting a run very soon in the second phase of 2.6 alongside Yuno, so it only makes sense that Zani will be coming back to the game very soon. One thing to note is only the new characters Galbrina and Kyon are officially confirmed in the roadmap, but we don't have any confirmation on the runs yet, but we should be getting it in the upcoming 2.7 livestream, which I believe will be in about 2 weeks. But again, the reruns and 4 stars are always subject to change. This is what we think we might be getting, but once we get official confirmation, I'll update you guys right away. So this is what we think the full 2.7 banners are going to look like. Now let's move on to the new weapon info for both Galbrina and Kyon. So to briefly go over it, starting with Kyon's weapon, it is called Bamboo Cutter. It's going to be a sword weapon with a crit rate main stat of 24.3% and attack 587. The effect here increases attack by 12%, and after releasing an echo skill, the heavy attack damage bonus is decreased by 40%, and when the wielder triggers an outro skill, the echo skill damage of all team members is decreased by 20%. So his weapon will be providing both damage to himself and to the team with echo skill damage, which in turn will be really good for characters like Folova or even Galbrina, as Galbrina is said to be doing echo damage herself. So with that, having this weapon, we'll be buffing both Kyon and Galbrina on the team. Alright, so that was Kyon's weapon, but we also have the info for Galbrina's weapon, so let's go over it. Here we have the Pistol, Light, and Shadow Twin. The crit damage mean stat will be 48.6%, with an attack of 587 that is expected, her being a main DPS. She'll want as much crit rate and crit damage as possible, so the stats on this is going to be pretty good to fulfill those high requirements. Now to read over the weapon effect, increases attack by 12%, and when dealing heavy attack damage, increase echo skill damage by 20%, and when using an echo skill, additionally increases heavy attack damage by 20. When both effects are active at the same time, damage dealt ignores 8% of the target's defense. So a good mix of both heavy attack and skill damage, 20% of each, and additionally, if both effects are active at the same time, you will then ignore 8% of the defense on the enemies, which is going to be pretty strong, especially on a main DPS character that wants to do as much damage as possible. So there we have it, the info for both the weapons on the brand new characters, Kion and Galbrina. Now let's move on, because we also have brand new Echo sets being introduced in this update, which seems to be tailor-made for Galbrina. So let's go over it. So here we have the new Echo set called Flame's Wing Shadow. It's a 3-piece set. When using the Resonance Aberration, the fusion damage bonus increased by 16%, and when dealing charge attack or echo skill damage, crit rate increased by 20% 15 seconds. So looking like a pretty strong set here, definitely for sure for Galbrina, as she is a fusion character that does echo skill damage, and she'll get a bunch of extra crit rate. This set will make it a lot easier to reach those crit damage and crit rate requirements, as 20% from the set alone is actually pretty good. We also have additional info on a new Echo skill, so let's read it over. So here it says the new Echo skill summon the Vision of Collapse, dealing 2 instances of havoc damage to nearby enemies and obtaining the Core of Collapse for a certain amount of seconds while the Core of Collapse exists. And when resonators on a team hit an enemy, they will deal an additional amount of havoc damage. This effect can be triggered up to once every few amount of seconds. Enemies with Havoc Bane take more damage from this effect. The Resonator with this Echo equipped in the main slot grants a certain amount of Havoc damage bonus and Resonance Aberration damage bonus. Now we don't have the exact multipliers, but with this new info, we know that this new Echo skill is going to be tailored toward a Havoc damage bonus and Resonance Aberration damage bonus, which from the looks of it, might actually be a new Echo skill for Chissa. So we'll just have to see. Alright, next up, the last thing for this video is the info on the 3.0 region. Kind of crazy how we have info on 3.0 before 2.8, but let's read it over here. Shouldn't be too much. Here it says a civilization located at the Arctic point of Solaris, the ancient pole shift redefined the planet's geography and made the Lahai Roy region the current polar point of Solaris. And as time passes, there's a huge underground cavern beneath thick ice layers in a place where humans are having trouble to live in. And additionally, in this warm and humid underground oasis stands an academy metropolis for resonators celebrated as the research haven of Solaris and utopia for researchers. So a quick description of the 3.0 region. We don't exactly know what it looks like yet, but maybe the 3.0 region is going to be more of a ice land, more of the Arctic route. We'll have to wait until additional confirmation, but still pretty interesting. But yeah guys, this concludes all the latest WUWA news with the 2.7 banners, weapons, content, and sneak peek at the new region on the way for 3.0. You guys let me know down below what part of the next updates are you looking forward to the most, and if so, which part about them. And as always, if you guys did enjoy, feel free to like the video, subscribe, and put those notifications on for the 24/7 Wuthering Waves coverage right here on the channel for both official news and speculation. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.